I also like think I can be more like random on TikTok.
TikToks, you're like, I feel weird saying it because like it's like I stalked you, but I guess that's what I did.
You stalked me, okay.
Well, it's research.
Okay,
So
we'll call it research. Yeah.
But I don't. I don't
research.
prepare questions because
Okay.
if I prepare
Maybe
questions,
I should be more scared.
no. I'm not, dude. I'm not gonna ask you suspicious things. I feel like this will probably. I listen to a couple of your other podcasts. I feel like this will probably.
Wow, you've had a lot of time to research.
We do. I only sent one day, but I go hard. I can show you my note sheet after if that's interesting.
Wait, can I see? Okay, cool.
Bro, you know what I want to put in the podcast? That text that you sent back to me with the billboard.
Oh, totally.
That was so funny.
I just thought it was funny.
No, it's like I literally set you up for the most legendary text back ever.
I mean, I wasn't trying to, but I just thought it was funny. Where did you see that? In Vegas when you were driving?
Yeah, and I didn't like look at your stuff yet, so I was just like Mike and Chris were like, "Oh, this girl's like aspiring magician," and I was like, and I looked at something I can't remember, it was your Instagram or whatever. It said, "My goal is to do like a show in Las Vegas." So I was in Las Vegas. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be her one day," and I sent it to you, and then you just sent the billboard back, and I was like,
in New York, so technically, yeah, like.
Yeah.
Still
I mean, no, it was a legendary. I would have done the same thing if I had that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna put like a screenshot of that.
How long is each episode normally? Like 30?
Like an hour.
Okay.
If that's fine with you.
Yeah, of course.
But we're on a time budget too because someone else is gonna come in the studio in like an hour. So.
All right, we can go whenever.
All right, let's go. We'll wait right when you put your phone away. We'll do like a -5. Oh, at any point am I gonna need my phone? Are you gonna do any phone magic? Can you do phone magic?
I can. We'll see. Yeah.
Okay. Armand, I might need you to grab my phone. I don't like having it in my pocket. Like, I don't like the feeling of my phone. All right.
Okay.
We're good.
We're good.
Armand, can you turn the
ready.
screen off so that we don't look at ourselves?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Alrighty. Hello,
Hi.
Anna. My name is Ozzy. Welcome back to the show, Respectfully Inspired. Today, I'm here with my
Hi,
guest,
Ozzy.
Anna DeGuzman. I like to start off every episode with my why behind the show, which is that I want to inspire people to invest in something which I call soul wealth. Most people measure success by wealth metrics, which are money, possessions, achievements, and status. And the goal of this podcast is to change the way people measure success to relationships and memories. Today, I'm here with Anna DeGuzman, who is one of the world's leading female magicians, or I don't want to do that, magicians in general. She was just on America's Got Talent, Penn and Teller Fool Us. She did magic for the Sacramento Kings. So many magic shows that I couldn't name them all. And she's a Cardistry, which go ahead and introduce yourself the way you like to be introduced.
Okay, that was a very amazing intro. Thank you for having me. My name is Anna DeGuzman. I do magic, cardistry, mentalism. I perform all over the world for all sorts of people. And I'm so excited to be appearing on your show for the first time ever. And you are actually fooling me right now because you know way too much about me.
Yeah.
It's really scary.
Do people not research you in your other interviews?
Not like how you just did. Like you knew like things that have been, those were like years ago. Like things that I don't really advertise anymore.
Yeah, that's good.
Like the Kings thing. Like the Kings thing was cool, but like, yeah, I think people don't remember that.
I really just go through every form. So like video, I go through your YouTube, and then I go through post, Instagram.
But there's a lot of stuff. That's
TikTok,
a lot of stuff to go over.
Twitter, LinkedIn, and I just take notes.
My LinkedIn's a little dry, huh?
Yeah, but you don't need a good LinkedIn. You're not trying to get hired.
I'm trying to get like corporate gigs. You know, I need to infiltrate like the tech, finance scene.
I can show you cold email. I send a lot of cold emails.
Yeah, that's how it's done.
You have been on a lot of shows and a lot of podcasts, so I want to ask you, if this episode went perfectly, what value would it add to the world?
I think it will. I already have a really good feeling about this just because you do research. And I think that's one thing I've noticed about previous podcasts I've been on is They're pretty surface level, right?
Yeah.
I can share as much as I can about myself, but I really want to give value to people watching and actually let them know a little bit more than what you can just research online about me, and hopefully take in the story and learn something.
Awesome. So I'll start with an Instagram caption. You said,
You know my Instagram captions by heart?
well, I just know this one.
Okay.
Maybe I know them all. You said that you were, based on the emojis, you said you were born in the U.S., raised in Canada, but your blood from the Philippines.
Yeah.
And you said that if someone asked you where you were from, that you would have a cool but long story to tell. Can you
See, I've
tell
never
that
told that
story?
story before.
Yeah, tell
Wow.
the story.
Yeah, so I'm full Filipina.
Yeah.
I have a single mother, but she was born in the Philippines. She moved to Canada first when she first immigrated. So she got Canadian citizenship first. I was born in the U.S.
Yeah.
Okay, so she moved to the U.S. and was just working here on a work visa, and then I was born, right? And then I grew up back and forth between Canada and the U.S. and she applied me for dual citizenship, so I actually have both. And then, but yeah, so that's how that happened. So when people are like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "Which answer do you want? What's my nationality? What's my
In what part
ethnic?"
of Canada?
Outside of Toronto.
I don't know if this is too personal, but what was it like not having a dad? How did that affect you becoming a
Wow.
magician?
I think I've never actually shared this story before because it is a very personal thing for me. It's not something I really talk about. I think just because, honestly, it doesn't feel like I knew anything else. So I don't know anything missing. I didn't grow up noticing until I think I was a little older, going to school, and I noticed my friends had both parents.
Yeah.
But I grew up with just my mom, and she has a big family, aunts, uncles. I have lots of cousins. So I always grew up around a lot of people. I always felt very loved. And I was also the baby of the family. I'm the youngest out of all first cousins, and I'm an only child.
Okay.
So it was I think I just don't know anything else than, growing up that way. And then I think I told my therapist I don't think I have daddy issues because I don't have a dad, but you definitely still get some.
Well, you know what's really interesting? You know who else doesn't have a dad? David Blaine.
David Blaine? I was like, I don't know you.
David Blaine. The
Yes, I
greatest,
actually did know that.
greatest
he does talk
magician in the
about
world.
that. Yeah.
So I wonder if there's something about that.
I feel like I relate to David Blaine a lot, actually. We have not a similar story. That is something we have in common, but yeah, we're both from New York. Yeah.
So Nate Staniforth, for the audience who don't know who he is, he's a very prominent magician. He made it in the world of magic, but you wouldn't know him. I feel like the average people know David Blaine, Chris Angel. That's basically it. But in his book, he writes that he thinks magicians could be one of the most noble jobs in the world because with every other art form, you experience the payout. So for example, stand-up comedy, you're trying to make yourself laugh. You're writing jokes based on your own humor. With acting, you get to show up in the big screen. You get to be your own artist. When you paint something, you're experiencing your own artwork. But magicians know the trick, and they give wonder to the other person. It's the only job where you don't experience the wonder, but you give it to other people.
Yes, I always say that, in theory, you know what's supposed to happen as the performer, but you get to relive that moment
Yeah.
when you perform for someone else and they're seeing it for the very first time. And I love that feeling of giving someone that childlike wonder and curiosity again. And I think I still don't know how some things work. Some things fool me. I fool myself.
Yeah.
So, I think that's also what is real. Some magicians can come off as if they know it all, and I don't feel like that's genuine because we shouldn't know. Every show should be different because every audience is different. So there are times I really don't know what's going to happen because you get different answers every show. It's always different.
So if I'm correct, because my dream job as a kid was to be a magician. So
Yes, I remember you said.
I know a lot more than the average person. A lot less than you, but a lot more than the average person. And magic, if I'm correct, is a bit of improv. So you might go statistically for one trick, and if it doesn't hit, you can, as the magician, improv it into a different trick, if I'm correct.
Yes, because most people don't know what's supposed to happen in magic, right?
Yeah.
Like, you never know where we're taking it. So if something goes wrong or something like that happens, you don't know that. Okay, let's take an example of like the card is going to end up in your shoe.
Yeah.
All right, let's say something goes wrong. It's not in the shoe. Then now all of a sudden it's going to become the card on the ceiling trick.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be like, you don't know that that's what the ending is. You're never supposed to give away the ending.
Yeah, as compared to like stand-up comedy, if you like try to hit a joke and you flop, everyone's going to know that you were like...
There's just like that silence. Yeah, that's pretty awkward.
I also think magician's one of the hardest arts, if not the hardest art, because there's no path for it. So if you're a comedian, you can go to a comedy club and just start performing open mics. And that's already a very, very hard job. With like the film industry, you can go to film school, you can do acting classes. Magic, I mean, the best... You just start doing it and hope someone notices?
Yeah, I think magic is really niche, and that's what's hard, but I've created a path for myself and hopefully can inspire other people to get into magic and pursue it professionally if they want, because it's really small. Like, the community, there's not that many performing magicians. I think everyone kind of, goes through that phase where, like, maybe you watch it, you learn it, like, you just want to figure it out, but you don't actually, like, try to perform and go out there.
Yeah.
Comedy, I think there's a lot of parallels to magic, and I think magicians can do a similar thing. And I've seen magicians perform at comedy clubs, too. Like, it's just a stage, a platform with an audience. That's all we need.
I tried. Like, I gave magic a legitimate try, and it was too... I don't want to say it was too hard for me. I feel that if I put my mind to it now, I could do it, but... I couldn't. I was also so focused on the wonder. So, for example, I was with a magician friend of mine last night, and he's doing all these tricks. Like, for me.
Wait, who is your magician friend?
His name's Steve Cave. I don't know if you know him, but he's really good.
Did he say we knew each other? I don't know him.
I didn't ask him about you, but
I don't know. Is he older?
He's older. He hasn't been on as much of performances as you, but you should meet him.
Well, I'm sure we all kind of know each other because it's very.
Oh yeah,
we run
maybe
into each other.
But he was doing like card tricks for his roommate and for me, and his roommate was sitting there like, I don't want to know how the trick's done because he wanted to sit and revel in the wonder, and I'm like,
you're not.
I'm
like
not
that.
that.
You're like, tell me.
I try to figure it out immediately. I'll go and look it up. I've looked up every magic trick I've ever seen.
You're one of those.
Yeah,
okay.
but. When I like watch magic, because I don't want you to think, when I watch magic, I let myself experience the wonder. I'm like a later go and figure it out. Not like I'm trying to embarrass you in the moment, because that's
okay. I guess it's
lame.
a little better.
Yeah.
No, I think just stay in that like.
But aren't you that way? Isn't that how you become a magician?
I think yes. Initially, a part of me was like, how does that work? And then I started because I taught myself. I created my own methods and just figured it out. I was like, if I could do the impossible, like, how would I do it? Like, how? Like, I just started coming up with different methods and trying them out and seeing what actually could work.
Going back to the like Nobel Job thing, I know that David Blaine will like perform in hospitals.
Yeah.
And Nate Staniforth in his book talks about like performing to this like criminal, and this criminal walks around and he has like such a serious face and he doesn't show emotion, but in like the 3 seconds where they do the card trick, he's like a little kid again. And David talks about the same thing where there's like a cancer patient, they haven't experienced their joy or childlike nature, but in the 3 seconds they see the trick, they're like a kid again. You've done magic to a lot of people. Have you had any moments like that?
Yeah, all the time. I think that is the most fulfilling part because, you know, making people laugh, smile, like, that's fun, that's all good, but really getting to touch someone deeper
Yeah.
and giving them a moment that they'll never forget and making them believe in real magic, like really believe,
Yeah.
is so powerful. And that's something I think is unique to magic as an art form.
That's really interesting that you say that, because I love magic so much, and I've never like thought of not once did I ever think magic was real. Like, I always knew there was like when I watch magic, I know there's a trick behind it, but someone being so good at art and me not knowing how it's done is what makes the wonder for me. Is like, wow, that's amazing that you can do this, and I have no idea how you did it. But I know some people watch magic and they're like, that was straight up magic. And I want to talk to you about hypnotism, because I'm so skeptical of hypnotism. And I know that magicians say it can only be done to people who want it, right?
Yeah, you need to be. Some people are more susceptible, right?
Yeah.
Than others.
I guess the reason it like turns me off is because I think it's like voodoo. I'm like, oh, bro, I don't want no.
You're being possessed.
Yeah, and that's why I would never let someone.
I think people are afraid of losing control of themselves. Or
For
like,
sure.
Of course, which is
Yeah.
normal. Do you believe in free will?
I 100% believe in free will.
That's hilarious. So when...
Okay, tell me.
What?
Why it's hilarious.
I think we're influenced every day by things that you don't even notice.
But this
Do you think your decisions are your own?
Well, okay, I believe in free will, but I don't think free will eliminates outside influences on my life. I mean, I believe in God too, so I believe that God influences my decisions, but like ultimately, do I think that I could steer my life in one direction or another? I think yes. I think that if you surrender to God, I think that if you think more positively, that there would be like outside forces assisting you. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
What was your questioning about the hypnosis? Like,
my question is like, I get scared of it because I feel like it's like voodoo or
because
free will.
I think most people are not using it for evil. So I don't think people are doing like voodoo type of hypnosis, like trying to control your mind to do like something bad. So it's usually something pretty lighthearted. But I'm learning hypnosis. I can't do it yet. So.
But it's psychology. Like it's like a mind thing. It's not. And hypnosis probably happens on a minor level.
Yeah.
All the time.
I think all the advertisements we're fed are feeding into our subconscious mind. And there's people who are researching the best way to talk to us without talking in a way. Wow.
Yeah, it just feels weird when they're like, go to sleep and someone just like passes out.
That's cool. That's the coolest one. I
would love to be able to do that to someone.
Me too. I want to learn that. I've never had it done to me, actually, so I don't know.
Would you let someone do it to you?
I don't remember if it's been done to me, if it has. Because I'm friends with hypnotists, and if I was hypnotized, I don't remember.
But they have to do it on your will, right? Or that's what...
Yeah. You know they legally say you can't show hypnosis on TV?
Really?
I don't know. Something like that. Because, like, they've had hypnotists on the show, but you can't, like, show the full thing for some reason because you can't hypnotize people through the screen. I don't know. It was weird. There's like, rules like that.
Interesting. You're going to bring magic. You're going to do a show in the Philippines, which is your home country.
I have one coming up, my first one ever, my first performance ever in the Philippines, yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I feel really proud to be Filipina, so I haven't gone back since I was on the show doing any performances, so I've never like done a public appearance there. So I think it's like a nice homecoming to like go back to my people Filipino people are so supportive, very prideful, so, to come back and like just thank everyone who was watching and obviously just perform a fun show and bring more magic out there,
So you didn't grow up there at all,
No, I was born in the U.S. and then
but you speak
I can speak
Tongalu?
Tagalog. If you watched my videos, which you said you have,
Yeah.
I actually get really discouraged to speak it because I always spoke English at home.
Yeah.
So I can understand it fluently, but I would always respond in English. And then I think it's important to, know how to, say some things. So I've been learning more and more and trying to respond to my mom in
Yeah.
Tagalog. And my pronunciation isn't that good. Like, I just get discouraged because, like, my cousins would always make fun of me because I just don't say it properly.
There's a lot of dialects, isn't there?
Yeah. I actually don't know the number anymore, but I used to. It's a lot. There's all these different regions in the Philippines.
I have a friend, Luis. He was he was on the Filipino Olympic golf team or the national team, and I met him in the U.S. and he was just so kind to me. Like he literally let me stay on in his house in New York City for like 2 weeks, and I love him. So
Good people. Wait, you play
Luis.
golf?
No, he was like a pro. I just met him because Chris, who you met at Summit, was like, interview this kid.
Chris is Filipino.
Chris is Filipino. Dude,
Ah.
honestly, Filipinos represent a lot of my favorite people. I'm not even just saying that.
We're like really happy. We're like statistically very happy, very nice people, very hardworking. I've never heard anyone say anything bad about Filipinos. And I'm not just saying that. It's just like, it's just
Yeah.
engraved in the culture to be very welcoming, warm. More than some other cultures, I would say.
The part of San Diego that I'm from hosts a lot of Filipinos. Like I feel like I know more Filipinos than any other Asian dialect by far.
Yeah.
And I love them.
Yeah. Thank you. We love you too.
Wait, there was something I wanted to say to you.
Ask me anything.
Should we do some cards?
Let's do it.
Let's do some cards. I don't know. Whatever you want planned, whatever you need. Are you going to do magic? Can we do that?
Yeah, I'll do a little bit of cardistry and then we can do some magic too.
Okay, let's do cardistry.
So do you know what cardistry is?
It's the art of manipulating cards
Yes.
and making it look cool.
Yeah. So I like to do these like little displays. The mic is in the way. Sorry.
You can move the mic if you want.
Okay, there we go.
Face it, like aim the thing toward you. And no, the mic toward you like this.
Like this way?
Sorry. Wait. No. Yeah, like that. Okay, there you go.
Okay. I'm going to try to do it for this camera.
Wow, smooth. Should I commentate?
Yeah, I don't know. You should.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna do sound effects, okay, and then you can comment.
like ad libs. Oh, smooth.
We can do ASMR.
Guys, Anna is making a fan right now, and she's taking it apart, and it looks smooth and clean. Cardistry is the art of manipulating cards. She's... Whoa. Oh, shoot. Hello?
Are we past our time?
No? Who are those the next guests?
Yeah. No, you guys are good.
Okay. I'll make
Early.
sure to keep that in mind. Wow, that's
Here,
crazy.
I want you to take one. There's lipstick on this one. So.
Yeah, when you do the lipstick trick, it puts lipsticks on the card.
I discovered that.
You do a kissing trick. I know. I heard
That is my signature.
in the podcast I listened to, you talked a lot about this kissing trick. But
Which podcast did I talk about it?
with some dude named Joe. I don't know who Joe is.
Oh, Joey.
Yeah.
Shout out Joey. He's great. His podcast was fun. It was different. 'Cause
Yeah, he's
we've
like
known each
homie
other.
podcast.
Yeah, it was like a homie podcast. So it's like, I think he didn't do research because on like my professional life because
Yeah.
we know each other personally. So
Yeah.
you know a lot about me professionally, which I'm very impressed with.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't actually like to be that sometimes because I don't like to be an interviewer.
You're really good at it. You're very well spoken.
Really? But
Yeah.
I love Nardwar. Like, respect to him. He's like the GOAT of interviewing.
He's one of the funniest interviewers.
I don't see myself as an interviewer. Like, there's conversationalists and there's interviewers. So, like, if you, like, for example, Call Her Daddy's like I don't watch Call Her Daddy, but it's like a conversational podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And people, regardless if she interviews someone or doesn't interview someone, people will tune in because they love her. Whereas if you're just a really good interviewer, like let's say like Andrew Huberman or something, most people aren't going to listen to every Andrew Huberman. They're only going to listen when he interviews someone they care about. And so
that's such an interesting point. You're right, because I did watch a couple of his, but because of the guest.
And that's why I don't like to come with an interview standpoint, because I don't want people to just come for the guest. I want them to.
And then sometimes I do watch Call Her Daddy sometimes, and I just like play it in the back. Don't worry, everyone relax.
Red flag.
Red flag if you watch Call Her Daddy?
For sure.
Oh, God. You guys need to comment right now. Is it a red flag? And all the men are going to say yes, but the women are going to say no.
Okay. What's a red flag for you?
I think I've answered this question before. What is a red flag? My red flag, or what do I find a red flag?
Yeah, what do you find red flag in other people?
The basic one is like when they're rude to the waiter. I have like a more specific one, I feel like.
When they're rude to the waiter. I've never heard that.
You never heard that?
But rudeness in general, that sounds like
yeah, but like it's like rude to like staff, like people who like just are doing their job.
You know my biggest red flag?
Girls who listen to Call Her Daddy.
No, I mean, I don't like that, but gossip. I hate gossip.
Girls who gossip, okay.
And it's super common, but I just don't. The second I hear someone gossip about their friends, I'm like, bro, you're probably going to say the same thing about me.
No, I'm big on that, where how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yeah, that's a summit. Yeah, how you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the correct quote, actually.
All right, let's do this magic trick. Sorry, I keep cutting you off. I'm being
No, you're good. You're
a bad
good.
host.
Armand,
what time is it?
12:15. You guys are good.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure we're not intruding on their time.
okay. Yeah. Go ahead and take one out. You guys can see they're all different. Do you want to mix them, or
They're all different. I'll
Yeah.
mix them. Yeah, let's do that. You're a little sussy.
Can you do the bridge? Like
No, I'm a noob. Actually, if you could teach me that would be like very. Dude, I feel like you're cringing at me while doing this.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great. They're obviously mixed now.
They're mixed now. Oh,
Oh, that's.
Do you
we should
listen to
do
ASMR?
I don't, but I like there was that phase where it was like, oh gosh. I think that's totally a thing I should be doing. Like, I think that's totally a missed opportunity on my part to not be doing ASMR.
Well, I have a YouTube friend who's like a big time YouTuber, and I just found out he has a secret ASMR channel. And he just rinses cash from his ASMR channel. People will be like,
I think, yeah, like, you just have to sit there for like an hour. Like,
you'd probably get some requests, like people would pay you just to play with cards.
I should do that. Okay,
All right,
good shuffle?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead and take one. Okay.
Close your eyes.
Do you want me to,
Yeah.
look this way?
All right, we're good.
Wait, did you show the cameras?
Yeah, we showed them. Yep. Armand
Okay.
gave me the go.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and, I actually didn't think about what I was going to perform here, so, because you're kind of far.
Yeah.
So it's okay if I see it. I've seen this trick before.
Okay. It's okay if you see it.
Yeah. Oh, 2 of hearts.
Okay.
It's a good one. Hold out your hand. Put the other hand on top of the 2, like this. All right. And Armand, behind the camera. Say stop whenever you'd like.
Stop.
Right here. One more or less. Do it again.
That's fine.
This is fine. This is going to be our card, okay, guys?
Okay.
8 of diamonds. Okay. This camera?
Yeah.
Okay. Watch the 8 of diamonds. I'm not going to go near you at all.
Okay.
If I have the 2, what's in your hand?
Wow. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Just freestyle.
Freestyle it. Yep.
Oh my gosh. That was wild.
Thanks.
More. Do more.
Let's see.
I feel bad to put you on the spot like this.
No, you're good. You're good. Do you
Armand,
wanna-
can we do a wide shot for this whole trick? So the people aren't sussy. And we'll do this camera just so you know it's going to be this one the whole trick.
Okay. Do you have a favorite? You want to just take your favorite?
Oh, is Ace of Spades basic?
No.
It is, but I don't care.
Ace of Spades, fine. Yeah, I'll teach you this one.
Okay.
Okay, put it back. Ace of Spades.
Yeah. Stop.
Yeah, right there. Ace of Spades, so it's hard not to forget. Actually, I can have you sign it. Here, we'll find the ace.
You have Sharpie on you?
Yeah, I do, actually. Just to make it even more unique so that they don't think it's like a trick.
I don't think it's
Sign-
sussy boyo.
Yep. Right, yeah, like your signature and then like a smiley face or like a symbol just so that
We got lightning and the AF.
those are your initials.
I just
Is it
drew.
running out of ink? Let me see.
Yeah, it's kind of running out of ink.
Okay, but show everybody so everyone can recognize it. There's no other card like that in the entire world.
I got my initials, a lightning, and a scribble at the bottom, so it's not repeatable.
So if we take the ace of spades with your signature,
Yeah.
okay, can you pinch like this? Pinch. Like that. Go ahead and put it back. Say stop.
Oh, I just put it in there.
Say stop. What?
Oh, no, I already put it in there. Oh,
You already.
Should I not have done that?
Oh, you already did it in the,
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
middle?
I was just threw it in there.
Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, this has
okay.
never happened yet.
Oh,
before.
shoot. I probably should have done that.
It's okay. Can you snap?
Yeah.
Snap. I think we can find it. Take a look at the top card.
Bro, if it's in the top card, I'll freak out. I'll literally freak out. Are you serious? I literally threw it in there randomly. Hold on, did it get that on clip? She didn't even see where I put it in. What the heck? That one was wild. I literally threw it in when you weren't looking.
I wasn't looking at it, but it's the snap. That I told you I'll teach you how to do it. It's the
Yeah,
snap.
okay.
So we can do it visually.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to show you guys. If you bend the
Yeah.
ace, watch. Because
Oh,
now it has like a little,
okay, so it has a bend. Yeah.
yeah, it has like a, can you guys see that?
Okay,
It's
okay.
like a bend.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see it's in the middle. There's like a little crimp in it. Right there.
Yeah.
But you'll see the moment when you snap.
What the? Yo. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. That was wild.
That's for you to keep. I want you to
Oh,
keep
can you
this.
sign it?
I can sign it too.
Yeah, you gotta sign it.
I need a better Sharpie. Do you guys have a better Sharpie?
We could do it after the show.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I'll just sign it here. Oh
This
yeah,
is-
no, this is running out. Yeah, we'll sign it with
do it.
another.
We'll do it
pen.
after.
Yeah.
So, guys, for you don't know, I mean, I guess I said this at the beginning of the podcast, but Anna, is it Anna or Anna?
Either way, I actually respond to both. People always ask me.
People
this.
called you both, so I didn't know
Yeah.
which is right.
Yeah, they're both the same to me.
But
I'm
you
not
don't
one of
have a
those people-
preference?
No, I really don't.
Here, can you push this back?
Oh, I really don't have a preference because to me they're kind of the same. I feel like Anna sounds like fancier, or like I like
I
nicknames.
like Anna better.
I like nicknames.
What about DeGuzman?
I like nicknames. Yeah, call me I like
DeGoose.
Anna Banana, DeGuzman. Someone used to like.
Bro, you know she performed for Lil Uzi?
Oh yeah, nicest DeGuzman.
You said Lil Uzi paid you or wanted to pay you 10 grand.
No, I never said a number.
They kept pushing you. So just for the audience that knows, Anna did a trick where she broke into someone's phone without the code. And after she broke into the person's phone.
This is my signature effect, by the way. This is like the thing that really kind of put me on the map.
She does this a lot where she breaks into people's phones without the password. And Lil Uzi was like, I would love to get inside of my girl's phone. How much can I pay you to do it? And then you didn't say a number, but they kept probing you and you were like 10. You just said 10. So I don't think it was $10. It was probably.
Did I say 10? I don't remember
10.
saying a number.
I remember because I was
it
like,
was definitely more than that.
Oh, it was more than that.
Like I would do it. I wouldn't do it for $10,000.
But you didn't do it?
I wouldn't do it for $10,000.
Did you do it?
I would do it for more. Yeah. I think. Yeah, because I always tell people, like, if you really, 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 really want me to do it, then I will do it. Like, I have to be the one to do it. I'm not going to teach you how to do it. But,
yeah.
You know, we'll be in, like, a setting, and I'll just, like, casually do it.
So did you do it for Lil Uzi?
I can't say.
Why?
I can't say.
He make you sign
I cannot say.
an NDA?
A magician never reveals her secrets.
But that's not a secret. That's a performance. Uzi susses me out.
Why?
He go too demon mode.
Yeah, he's pretty weird, but he was actually scared of me.
He was scared of you?
He thinks I'm a demon. Uzi thinks I'm scary. He was scared of me. He literally like didn't say bye to me at the end of the shoot. He like kind of said bye because they were like.
He was scared of you because you were doing tricks.
Just the whole day, yeah. He was like, "Who is this girl? Who brought this girl? Like, is this for real?"
Wow. What's the most starstruck you've ever been?
Starstruck? Actually, who was it? I think, honestly, I do magic for a lot of rappers and DJs.
Yeah.
Just because of, like, environment, proximity. I used to perform. Yeah, I live in Miami, and I was performing at these, like, lounge restaurants, and all the like people who were performing at the clubs there would always come to dinner there. And I would go up to their tables and do magic for them, do close-up magic for them, and like they would either tip me and like people would film it, and like that's how I started. That's how my videos got started, where you would see me with these like celebrities and you get the reactions. So I'm very comfortable performing in front of celebrities, I think, because I don't really get starstruck. But I think the first time I ever did one that I wouldn't say I was starstruck, but it was my first. He was my first like big person that I can remember.
Yeah. Was
Post Malone.
Oh wow.
Years ago. This is like when he was even just getting started.
Yeah.
But I mean, I knew who he was.
How old were you?
I was not 21. I was definitely like underage. But this was at like
18 underage or
no, like under 21.
Yeah.
I was definitely over 18. I was living in LA at that time, and this was at like a house. Yeah. This was at my friend's house in LA. Like, I'm new to LA. You know, this is a very like LA house in the hills vibe. And I wasn't like that. Like, I was still in college, and I was very much like to myself. I wasn't very outspoken yet. And then I was hanging out with my friend who lived in this house, and then someone knocked on the door, and he's like, "Oh, hey guys, my name's Austin." And that's his real name.
Yeah, Austin Malone.
Yeah, so that's I mean, I like double take like this is when he like still had the long hair and everything.
But you knew who he was.
I like double take because like I like knew of like I think Congratulations, right? Like that was
White
his biggest,
Iverson, Congratulations.
Yeah, like the big ones like had maybe just come out.
Wow.
And then I kind of was like, was that? And like there was so many like kinds of people going through this house at that time. So we get out of the room, and it's like maybe 10 of us in the house. So like it was me and like Post Malone and like a handful of other people. Like, so it was very small. And then someone had mentioned like magic, and he's like, I love magic. And so I started like going at it, like just showing him. And I really had nothing yet. Like I didn't really perform yet, and I didn't know that many tricks. Like I was still pretty like new, and he was really cool. He was fooled by everything. And then at the end of it, he was like, I actually keep a playing card in my wallet I met David Blaine a while ago, and he kept it. Like, he keeps that
Wow.
on. That's why I always give people, like, souvenirs, like a card or, like,
I'm
something.
definitely going to keep it.
Because I think, yeah, I love when I see people, like, put it in their, like, phone case. You know, when you ever see, like, a clear phone case and it has, like, their card in it. Like, that, I love when people keep it and, like, tell the story about it.
Yeah, I'll definitely keep that. I saw the first photo on your Instagram that you were with Penn and Teller when you were like 14.
Yeah, I went to their show. My
And then
family brought me to their show in Vegas.
And then you performed for them.
And then I was on their show full circle.
Less than 10 years later. Because that was 20.
Less than 10 years. No, yeah, 5.
Wow, that's really impressive.
Because if that was you said 2014.
I think that's what I'm totally just like thinking what I saw, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a really special moment for me because they were one of my first magic shows ever.
Yeah.
Like to watch in Vegas.
You've seen David Blaine too.
I've met David Blaine too. Yeah.
A picture with him?
Yeah. That picture is terrible too. I was so mad. I don't know if you ever got to hear the story.
No, please.
So
tell
the
us.
story of how I met David Blaine, mind you, David Blaine knows that he is my idol. Like, he is the style of magic that I am most inspired by out of anyone. I love Penn and Teller and all the great magicians, like, I respect, but the style that I relate to the most was Blaine. And I was always a cardist, which is like just the fancy shuffling, and then I got into magic later. So when I had met Blaine, I was still very much a cardist. I didn't do magic yet. And he was performing here in LA at the Dolby in Hollywood. I lived in Hollywood at that time, literally across the street, like across the street. And I was like, there's no way David Blaine's coming to my city and I'm not going to see him. Like, I've never seen him perform live. This is maybe 2019. I remember 2018. I didn't have a ticket to the show. It was sold out. And I had posted, I really want to go. And this is early stages of Instagram. So this wasn't like, I wasn't big yet or like anything. I just posted, I think stories just came out.
Yeah.
And I posted, I really want to go to David Blaine's show. And a random person, I should probably be more careful. A random kid. He was younger than me. He was probably like 16 or 17. He was like, I have an extra ticket. Like, I want to take you. And I think he was like a fan who like liked me.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my gosh, like, thank you for the ticket. But he was like trying to take me with him.
Yeah.
I always thought he was just going to give me a ticket. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I end up going to the show with this random kid who got me this ticket. And then I know some people who work with Blaine, and they kind of snuck me into the VIP section. And that's how I actually got to meet him after the show and take that picture. And I was so upset about this picture because I was like nervous and like I don't know if it was like not cool to take a picture with him, you know? So it was just like a very casual thing. And then this girl took it, this random girl, I didn't know who was like there. Yeah. She took the picture and she was drunk and the picture was blurry. And I was so mad because I was like, this is my picture with my idol. Like you had one job. And so then I come up to him like 10 minutes later, like super embarrassed, like, hey, can we take another picture? Like it's blurry. And then like I got another picture with him.
Wow.
But that's it. That's my first time meeting David Blaine's story.
He's my top 3 people I want to interview. Like, I love him so much. But
people really like his, I watched his Rogan and as well as like the Impulsive podcast. Like, people really have said that. I've heard them say that he's the number one person.
Like, I really don't like, I saw the exact clip you're talking about on Impulsive, and when he said that, I was like, no.
Yeah, I was like, isn't that
I don't want to share like a top guest with Logan Paul. That's lame. So.
That's a high honor. I mean, yeah, of course, like I would, that's such an honor to be, I guess, interviewing him. But I feel like I've seen interviews of his, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel like you already know what you're going to get.
Maybe. I mean, I like learning about him as a person. Like, I've watched so much of his magic. I did want to say, though, you'll understand this. The audience probably won't understand this, but he does, I don't know if you'd even call that stuff magic, like endurance stunts.
Yeah, they're stunts.
But he also like works the weird stuff into his performance.
Yeah.
And on your America's Got Talent, one of them, you were like spitting the card out of your mouth, trying to get people to take it. And that reminded me a lot of stuff
Don't remind me.
David Blaine would
God,
do. That's
that clip haunts me to
Why?
this day.
No.
I know you want to.
I want to.
What was your card?
It was the Queen of Hearts.
Show everybody the Queen of Hearts.
It is the Queen of Hearts.
You just feel like it was
It was
awkward?
just a little. It just could have been a little smoother, I guess.
That's funny.
I like some of the stunt stuff. Like, if I could, I just don't think it's really like my brand to like throw up frogs.
Yeah,
Like, you
and
don't really want to see me do that.
So is that, but what, when you look at that clip, do you cringe because you feel like you were kind
And that's
of.
a card coming out of my mouth. Imagine like a frog.
Yeah.
No, like I cringe at that clip. I cringe
Why?
at all my clips. I don't like watching myself. Hearing my own voice is very.
That's so weird
frustrating.
because I feel like in all your interviews you come off so boss woman confident, like I'm the woman. I don't know. I feel like you're giving me a different side, which is good. But I feel like you're a
I think
genuine
on
performer.
stage is different than an interview for sure though.
No, even in that Joe interview though, you feel so confident.
Thank you. I mean, some days I think
Yeah.
I feel it more than others.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
also am very comfortable with you, so
Wow, thank you. That's a really genuine compliment.
thank you. Yeah.
How do you feel living in Miami, drinking and partying and that lifestyle? I know in the Joe podcast you said you experienced it and you're kind of over it.
I'm not a big drinker, to be honest. I'm not a big partier. I think I said in that interview because I was working at those places I told you. Like,
Yeah.
that's how I got to meet all the DJs and, like, rappers and stuff. I was paid to perform there. So I would go there. That's work. That was work for me. Like, I wasn't hanging out. So just being there, seeing those people, it's like I already saw them. I made my connection with them. I don't need to stay here any longer or any later and party with them.
Yeah.
You know, that didn't seem as productive. So I really have not been out like that as much anymore. And I don't do those anymore.
Yeah.
I like doing bigger shows, proper shows.
Miami's one of the places I would consider moving.
Oh, someone said Miami is a red flag.
I almost said that earlier when you
Yeah.
were talking about.
Miami gets such a bad rep. Miami is an amazing city. I think it's one of the best cities in America. I will say that. It is a tax-free state. There's so many things besides the party scene in Miami that people don't talk about. The beach is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
you would never get in the water here in LA.
You're answering my question before I even asked you, which I was going to say, like, I lean toward it being one of the places I'd want to move. Right now, I'm going between New York City, Austin, Texas, and Miami. I've spent time in New York City and Austin, but not Miami. And I think I would love it, but I don't drink, I don't party.
You don't need to. You don't have to do those things.
So
you
you-
can have a very healthy lifestyle out there.
You vouch for the city.
Yeah, I'm diehard Miami right now. Anyone who meets me knows that I'm a big Miami. I don't like to say Miami girl, but I do love Miami.
Like, you're happy living there.
I'm the happiest I've ever been. When I moved there, it was the best decision I ever made. I'm so much happier there. And I moved there from LA.
That's-
And LA to me, it was great. I lived here for 5 years before Miami. I just don't feel safe here anymore. That's a big one. And it's very expensive here.
I don't think you can say Miami's a red flag without saying LA's a red flag, because LA in
Different.
my
I know
opinion,
why
is-
people say that. I know why people say that about Miami, but they don't know what it's like to actually live there as a local.
Yeah.
Most people who are going to visit are partying. They're there for like a bachelor party or a birthday. They're there for 4 days. They're going to go out to all the seedy spots. But if you live there, you don't really do that as much.
Do you live in the city?
I live, yeah, right in the middle of Miami.
You know why I don't drink?
Why?
You said earlier, some people don't feel comfortable not being in control. I heard this quote. I'm stealing the quote, but it's so true. I don't drink because I feel more confident not drinking.
Okay.
And when I heard
I
someone
respect that.
when someone say that, I was like, that's the best quote ever, because why does everyone says they drink because it makes them more
Yeah.
confident. But I'm like, it's like if I were going to play basketball, but I was like, oh, let me tape my arm behind my back. You'd be like, you'd feel less confident because you're hindering yourself. And it's like, I feel fine in my social abilities. Why would I go in, like, hinder my brain?
I've noticed that about myself. I think I don't need alcohol to have fun.
No.
I don't really need anything to have fun. Like, I have fun. I am a fun person.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think there's nothing wrong. Actually, that's new. If you're getting wasted, I would say there is something wrong, but my
I think
opinion.
just with anything, yeah, you
But-
need to know your limits and not be excessive.
I think, like, any fun activity, if you can have fun doing the same activity without alcohol, it speaks to your, like,
Character, for sure.
I say the same thing about, you would know this because you're a performer, but, like, being vulgar or, like, cussing a lot and making jokes. Like, you can add, like, an F word to basically any punchline, and it's, like, a little easier to get a laugh. But I always say, if you can get a laugh without the F word or without the vulgarness, you're just a little bit of a better performer, because you're able to do something.
Keep it classy.
Yeah, without using. The less you need to add, with still getting the same result, I feel like that speaks to your character.
Less is more.
Less is more, for sure. Yeah. When you die, what do you want people to say about you?
She had fun.
She had fun?
I've thought about this. I think, like, I don't think anyone will say, like, I didn't do it all.
Yeah.
Like, I have gotten to travel the world. I could have been a nurse like every other Filipino girl, and, like, I decided to pursue a creative path that had no clear way yet, and I never, like, missed an opportunity. I say yes to every opportunity because I want to experience life, and I've gotten to do it. Like, I don't feel like I've ever missed anything.
Hey, you said yes to this podcast, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And our connection is,
So random.
You went to an event.
I met Chris.
On a cruise ship.
Yeah, I went to Summit
Yeah.
at Sea, which is like this tech conference on a cruise.
And then you met one of my friends.
I actually performed on it, I should say.
Oh, you performed there?
That's actually how that happened. I did magic
wow.
on the cruise.
Dude, there's some big names there.
Yeah, there was. It was like, and everyone did something so different.
Yeah.
You just, I don't know. Like,
That kid Chris changed my life.
really?
Yeah.
Are you part of his
Creator
community?
camp? No, but I've been to his events, and they were very, very
I really want to
impactful.
go. I really want to stay connected to him. He was really nice. And again, one of the other few young people there, it was me. And, like, the age gap was large between us and everybody else.
Have you heard his USC story?
No, what?
I'll tell you real quick because the audience will like it, even though I've told it so many times on the podcast. Chris had a list of everyone he wanted to meet. So he had authors on there. He had YouTubers, actors, entrepreneurs. He made a list of all these people. And he said, if I can get the email, chris@forbes.com, all my heroes will respond to me. So he made a magazine, a Forbes magazine, a fake one. He put his face on it. He put his resume in it. He made a custom Forbes box. He skipped school at USC and he flew to New York City. And he walked into the Forbes headquarters and they saw this kid. They saw his Forbes box and they said, you're not allowed in here. Get out. And so he spent all this money to fly there. They kicked him out. He went around back. There was a separate mail elevator for people who deliver mail to these companies in the skyscraper. And he asked the person, hey, I need to deliver a package. Can I use this mail elevator? The mail person didn't care. So he took the mail elevator up to the Forbes floor. And then he walked into Forbes and he looked for the biggest glass office. And he knocked on the door. The guy told him to come in and he pitched himself for a job at Forbes so that he could get the email chris@forbes.com. The guy said, we like your story. We'll keep in contact. He flew back to San Diego to Los Angeles and then they kind of ghosted him. He made a TikTok about it. Inc. magazine, the second biggest business magazine company, saw the TikTok and said, we want to hire you immediately. And then he got the email, chris@incmagazine.com, emailed all his heroes. They all responded. Elliot Bisno, the founder of Summit Series,
Yeah.
responded and he said, I'm going to FaceTime you in 5 minutes.
Elliot's he's on it.
Yeah. And then he FaceTimed Elliot. Elliot flew him out to Miami, and he wanted to make the same company that Elliot has, but for creators. So then he invented
Summit.
Creator Camp. He dropped out of USC last semester, senior year, the most expensive college in America, and now his company's doing amazing.
Yeah. I was very impressed with Chris. Elliot was the one that like connected us on the cruise. He was like, you need to meet this guy.
Yeah.
And we just clicked right away. I'm really impressed with what he built for himself. And I kind of heard this story, like just the shortened version of it, so I didn't know all these little details, but isn't it kind of illegal what he did? He was just like forging, like, and breaking into places.
Well,
and
the Forbes was like obviously fake. Like I don't think he was posing it like it was a real thing. He was posing it like I'm an inspired kid who wants to get a job. But yeah, it was probably illegal on multiple ends. But who knows? You take risk.
I think that's what you have to do. You have to put yourself out there, and I think the worst thing you could do is nothing. And I don't want to live in regret. So
Have you heard Steven Spielberg's story?
I have no regrets. No.
Steven Spielberg, what you do when you want to be a film student, film director, you go to USC, UCLA, you network, you get a role. He didn't get into any film school. He went to Universal Studios, dressed up with a suit and a briefcase. There's a ride that goes past a real film studio in LA, in Universal Studios. He rode the ride. When it went past the film studio, he jumped off, walked into the film studio, acted like he worked there. They gave him a 3-day pass to come back. Every day for the next 3 days, he came back. He introduced himself to all the security guards as if he was hired there. And then after 3 days, he no longer had a pass. And he just walked into this film studio in Universal Studios as if he worked there for 3 months. And then he pitched Jaws, became the youngest film director in history. Star Wars.
You gotta do it.
Yeah.
I think that's, if you were to take away anything from this interview, it would be that's real magic, what he did.
Yeah.
He made an opportunity for himself. I do not come from any unique circumstance that gave me any advantage and completely changed my life. And I think anyone else can do that too. You are not, what's the word? Confined by your circumstances.
I think sometimes people look at creators or magicians or entrepreneurs and they think like there's something special about them. I mean, even for me, we're in different spots. I would say you've definitely, quote unquote, made it more in your career than I've made it in mine.
I don't feel like I made it yet, to be honest.
Well, and that's funny because we can get back to the whole topic of this podcast, which is soul wealth. People measure success by money, possessions, achievements, and status. So people either, they create a money. Once I get this much money, I'll be happy. Once I have a headlining show in Vegas, I'll be happy. Once these girls who bullied me or my parents who didn't agree with me dropping out of college accept me, I'll be happy. These things. And I say the message of the show is to measure success by relationships and memories. And like from a worldly metric, I haven't made it. I don't have followers. I don't have money. I don't, like Armand hooked up this studio. I could not afford this. Shout out
Thanks,
Armand.
Armand.
But I have friends all over the world. I mean, he's an example. I could go to most countries.
You're rich in friendships and memories and experiences.
Places. I think about the post button a lot. Like whether you hit post on like an Instagram reel, a YouTube video, a song, a lot of people hit post and then they wait to find out if they're successful. If it gets enough likes, they'll be like, that was a good video. If it gets enough views or monetization, they'll be like, that was a good video. I just say my success comes before the post button. If you had a good time here and we're genuinely friends and you could go and tell this experience, then
I think this is something I had to learn later.
Yeah.
That someone was like, just enjoy it. Just have fun.
Yeah.
Like you already won.
You did win.
You know?
And I think that on that Joey podcast, they were asking you about losing in the final of America's Got Talent. And you seem to have a very good, you said winning is just being here.
Yeah, that's what I learned.
And it is.
Yeah, I think you win just being part of such a great opportunity and experience, and meeting all the other amazing talents on that show and creating friendships that I'll never forget. I'll never forget my time on that show. It was really life-changing.
Why?
I had never done anything like that. Like, I've never done a competition, and I had never really, like, I did, like, very small things on TV. This was, like, a multiple episode thing.
Yeah.
You know, I felt part of a family because you are with the same people over and over, like, even, like, the crew and the producers and everything. I never really had that. I'm a solo act. I've always felt, like, very alone and an only child. And that really showed me what it means to have a team.
Alone. That's a hard one too, because I mean, I started YouTube 5 years ago, and I read every David Goggins, every self-help book, every Think and Grow Rich. There's a formula from Think and Grow Rich. I would say it in the mirror. I'm gonna have 1 million subscribers by this date on this time. I'm gonna give up this, this, and this. And I just realized, I remember dropping out of school. I used to vlog 7 guys. I lived with 7 guys. They were my best friends. We'd make videos together. I dropped out of school. I was like, I'm going to spend all this time making videos. I'm going to make it. And then I had so much more time, but I couldn't make videos. And I realized I'm not actually passionate about making videos. I'm passionate about like being with people. And like vlogging makes me, if you're vlogging your life, you're like, okay, we have to do something exciting because we have to make the vlog interesting. And so it would bring people together. And then I tried so hard to like make it and get subscribers that I just isolated myself because I left school, I left people, and then I just realized like I would literally rather do someone else's dream if it meant that we could be a team than succeed in my stuff alone. And ultimately that's why I switched to the podcast, because at the littlest amount I get to talk with someone every day.
I love that you discovered that. I kind of have come to that conclusion recently.
Yeah.
Where after the show, I realized I don't want to do this by myself anymore.
Yeah.
And I've always been just a solo act performer. I have a very small team of like, I have my manager and like an assistant. That's it. But I learned that I don't like traveling alone anymore. It's like, it's not fun. It's like, I get to go to like some beautiful places, and it's really not fun to be there in the hotel room by myself. I would love to experience it with someone. And then even doing the show itself, I want to actually put together a variety show. I don't need my ego stroked and my name in the headline and, me to be on stage 100% of the time. I think it would actually be more fun to be part of a group. And that's something I've never done before. I've never been part of like a group show and like, you have your time and then the next person goes. Like, that's what I'm developing now.
That's so awesome. Unfortunately, we have to wrap it up soon.
No worries. We had a great conversation. I really appreciate you having me on the show, Ozzy.
In a second, I'm going to have you share your socials, but I did want to say one last thing about that. A lot of people say happiness is only real when shared. There's a Swedish proverb I really like, so I just wanted to force it into the end of the episode. It says, a win shared is a double win, and a loss shared is a half loss. When you win with other people, it's twice as enjoyable, and when you lose with other people, it's half the pain. So thank you for coming on the show. Go ahead and tell the people where they can find you.
I love that you're a man of God as well.
Thank you. I love Jesus, God. It changed my life, and I would love to tell you my testimony after this podcast.
Yes, thank you. Well, let's talk about it. My name's Anna DeGuzman. You can find me on all socials at Anna DeGuzman. Come to the show so I can show you magic up close and personal so you can experience it in real life. And, hopefully you believe.
Let's go. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, Armand. Thank you.
Bye, Armand.